Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of Blackbird's Brew. Happy Monday. Let's revisit the goddess Cerridwen, especially in her aspect as a goddess of fertility. So we know that Cerridwen was a devoted mother. Her first children were twins, a girl who was named Cerridwen and a boy named Morphine. Cerridwen is described as beautiful and a joy to be around and lightness itself, and likely enjoyed all the benefits that naturally come from possessing such qualities. Morphine, on the other hand, is presented as being ugly and even malevolent. Whether this was his nature or it was the result of not being attractive and experiencing poor treatment is unclear. It is fair to say that if someone is consistently ridiculed for falling short of people's standards of beauty, that's going to have a bad effect on their attitude, just in general. Cerridwen's solution was to use her powers to brew a potion that would enhance Morphine's intellect and wisdom. This would help him gain acceptance, as skill and understanding is something that's valued by others. The potion would need to brew for a year and a day to be completely effective, and there would be times when various herbs would need to be added to the cauldron, and once finished, Morphine would need to drink just 3 drops of the potion. Obviously, this potion would need to be tended, and Cerridwen tasked her servant, who was named Gwion Bach, to stir the potion as needed. Everything was going well until the very last day. Then came the accident. Gwion apparently stirred the potion too vigorously, and 3 drops splashed out and landed on his thumb. Of course, it was scalding hot, and out of instinct, he put his thumb in his mouth to try and cool it. But in the process, he consumed the 3 droplets, and suddenly he had all the wisdom and the talents that had been intended for Morphine. Gwion realized that Cerridwen would be furious and that his neck was on the line, so he got out of Dodge. First, using his new bag of tricks, he turned into a rabbit to escape her. So Cerridwen turned into a greyhound. Next, Gwion turned into a fish and leaped into a river. Cerridwen countered that by becoming an otter. Then Gwion shifted into a bird, and Cerridwen turned into a hawk. Finally, Gwion turned into a grain of corn, and Cerridwen turned into a hen, and then she ate him. What complicated the matter further is that the power of Cerridwen's potion was still active, and it was within Gwion. His life force was preserved, and then it migrated to her womb, and she was essentially pregnant with him. Cerridwen realized who she was pregnant with and decided to kill him as soon as he was born. But when the time came to do it, he was such a beautiful baby that she just couldn't bring herself to touch him. So her solution was to sew him inside of a leather skin bag, which would be waterproof, and tossed him into the ocean and leave him to whatever fate befell him. In the end, the baby was rescued by a prince named Ethelyn. He and his wife were childless, and they decided to adopt the baby. The child was named Taliesin, and he became the greatest poet known to the land. And after that point, Taliesin's story gets interwoven with the Arthurian legends, and this brings in the aspect of whether or not this is one and the same as Merlin. So, back to Cerridwen, we can see that she had no trouble conceiving or birthing children, whether they came about through the usual means or as a result of magic. Her cauldron is also a symbolic womb, especially when we consider what came of the potion that she brewed. Wombs and cauldrons, any sort of vessel, can be a place of fertility and creation. These are uncertain places, chaotic places, and we can't always predict what's going to come of the brew. And the tale of Gwion is also a lesson in reincarnation. His death, getting eaten and being rebirthed by a goddess after, the usual period of gestation and being reborn. The story assures us that we too will be reborn in due course, and that can end us, put us in rather surprising places. There's always possibilities, even if one incarnation seems a bit grim, if we just fight to the very last, and when time comes and we shift into the next, there could be interesting developments for us. So I think that's something to keep in mind, just that there is always hope, even when things seem a little bit bleak for us in the here and now. So those are my thoughts for this morning. I'd love to hear what you have to think about Cerridwen and this incident with Gwion and everything else. If you've worked with her, I'd love to hear what kind of motherly figure she is, or if she presents herself in that fashion to her followers. Anything and everything to do with her. I'd love to have a real good exchange with someone. So if you're interested, you can come and see me at Blackbird's Brew on Discord. There's a link to join in the description box below. And of course, you can always subscribe to this channel, leave a comment on the video, like the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.